friends, welcome to my next video on invoice verification in SAP MM. In my previous videos, we had learnt about the invoice verification in background, which is part 1 of automated processes in invoice verification. Now we will go to the part 2, which is on automatic settlements. I have divided this part 2 on automatic settlements into two sections. In the section A, we will learn about the overview of automatic settlements, and in section B, we will do one exercise on automatic settlements where we will post invoice using ERS. So now we will take up this section here and we will learn about the overview of automatic settlements. So here, first we should know what is this evaluated receipt settlement or ERS. If you see this figure here, there is a PO for a certain material, quantity 100 pieces at 10 euro per piece. The vendor delivers all the 100 pieces of the PO and GR is already posted. But the vendor doesn't send the invoice, and we will post the invoice using the transaction code MRRL for the evaluated receipt settlement. That is, we will post invoice using evaluated receipt settlement and transaction code MRRL. So I will show you that one, the transaction code and how to post invoice using ERS in when we are posting the invoice in the exercise in the next section. So some more important points we should know here. We can settle goods receipts directly using ERS without receiving an invoice. The system can use the information from the purchase order and goods receipt as a basis for posting the invoice. There is no need for a vendor invoice. The system creates a message record at the time of settlement, which allows us to send the vendor a letter about the settlement. So evaluated receipt settlement is defined for each purchase order item. The below are the prerequisites to settle invoices by ERS. This is very important. What are the prerequisites to settle invoices by ERS? These are the prerequisites. First, in vendor master record. So in the vendor master record, in the purchasing data, the auto evaluated GR settlement indicator must be set, and in the vendor master record, in the purchasing data, the terms of payment key must be selected that proposes a baseline date. So these are the two important prerequisites in the vendor master record. For example, let us go to our SAP system and I will display one vendor here. This is our test vendor. This is the company code. This is the purchasing organization, and in the purchasing organization data, select purchasing data and press enter. And this is the purchasing data of the vendor master record. In the control data, the GR based invoice verification and auto evaluated GR settlement delivery should be selected. These two checkboxes should be selected, and also we should have maintained the terms of payment. That is the prerequisite in the vendor master record. Next, in the purchase order item. In the purchase order item, the GR based invoice verification indicator must be set, and also the ERS indicator also must be set, and a tax code must be specified. For example, let us go to a test PO. This is our test PO. We are in the invoice tab page. Here, the GR based invoice verification checkbox as well as ERS checkbox should be selected, and also a tax code should be maintained in the invoice tab page, so that when we post invoice, system will pick the tax code automatically to post the invoice. Next, also condition records must be maintained for output type ERS in MRM1 transaction code to send the message regarding invoice settlement to the vendor. So condition record should also be maintained. MRM1 is the transaction code to create condition records for posting invoices using ERS. So for example, and MRM3 is the transaction code to display the condition records. For example, I will go to SAP system here. Here I am already here in the display condition records. For example, here already in the same screen here. So here, for example, as soon as you go to this MRM3, which is display the condition records, system will ask you to input the output type. Use the output type ERS. Select the key combination. Select the combination company code vendor. Continue, and here put your company code, and this is our test vendor, and click execute. So here So this is the condition record for the vendor 500075. This function here should be VN vendor, and we have to maintain the medium, date, and language. And also if we select this one and click communication, we should have also maintained the output device. So this is about the prerequisites for posting invoices using ERS. Next, ERS has the following advantages. Purchasing transactions are completed quicker, data transfer errors can be avoided, and quantity and price variances do not occur in invoice verification. So when we post invoices using ERS, there is nothing to worry as price variance and quantity variance will not occur because system will post the invoice automatically. Then ERS creates credit memos. In what case the ERS will create a credit memo? If an invoice was already posted for a goods received and a return delivery has been posted in the meantime, the system creates a credit memo for the return quantity using ERS. So this is a prerequisite. If invoice is already posted for a GR and a return delivery has been posted in the system, then when we post the invoice using ERS, the system will create a credit memo for the return quantity using ERS. We can also run ERS in the background by using the proper program. We cannot use ERS to settle delivery costs. This is very important. We cannot use ERS to settle only delivery costs. This is very important. Next, EDI, Electronic Data Interchange. So here, what is EDI? Let us know some more points here. EDI is transmission of data from one system to another system electronically. EDI has the advantage that data is available more quickly in the host system and we can avoid entry errors. An invoice received via EDI contains the same information as a paper invoice. For example, here there is a vendor. So vendor will send the invoice to our SAP system through iDocs, which is EDI, and this iDoc will post the invoice in the system, and once the invoice is posted, we can see the invoice number in the purchase order history. So some more points here. To post invoice by EDI, we must have created partner profile with inbound message type INVOIC to post the vendor invoice. This is the prerequisite. To post vendor invoice by using EDI, we should have created partner profile with inbound message type INVOIC to post the vendor invoice. If we receive an invoice via EDI, the system tries to post this invoice. The system determines the items to be settled and suggests quantities and values for these items based on the purchase order transmitted. That is transmitted and the purchase order that which is sent to the vendor. And system will also check if GR is already done in the system. Then if GR is already done, then system will post invoice by EDI. If the EDI invoice matches the items that the system proposes, the system posts the invoice. If the invoice contains variances, we can post it with the variances, reduce it or hold it and process it later manually depending on settings in customizing. So if there are any variances, okay, for the invoices received through EDI, then we can either hold it or process it later manually depending on the settings in customizing. That is, there are three options. If there are variances in the invoice, first option is we can either post it with the variances or reduce it or hold it and process it later manually depending on the settings in customizing. So we have to do the settings, proper settings in the system. If you want to post invoice with variances, or if you want to reduce it, or if you want to hold it and process it later manually. So these three options will be available in customizing. So now we will not go into all these details here. Now, this is not required now. So one more important point, we cannot settle subsequent debits, credits and planned delivery costs using EDI. We can only settle unplanned delivery costs using the enhancement MR MH0002 and customer exit underscore SAP LM RMH underscore 014. We can post directly to GL or material accounts using the enhancement MRMH002 and the customer exit underscore SAP LM or MH underscore 015. So if we want to settle unplanned delivery costs using EDI, then we have to use this enhancement and this customer exit. And if you want to post directly to GL or material accounts using EDI, then we have to use this enhancement as well as the customer exit. So this is about the overview of automatic settlements. So in my next video, we will do one exercise on automatic settlements and post invoice using ERS. Thank you for watching my video. Please give me your valuable comments, your likes, and please subscribe to my channel so that you will get notification of my upcoming videos on several scenarios on MM. Thank you for watching my video and see you in my next video.